It truly blows my mind how all of this happened because of a promise, and that a promise eventually became a commitment, and a commitment became so much more. My commitment always was something that I always believed in, which was creating videos about Descendants of Zombies for what would be the rest of my life. When I first created videos about Descendants of Zombies, I never had intended to create videos about Descendants of Zombies for what would become the rest of my life. It had everything to do with you, and how you trusted in me as really a trusted voice of Descendants of Zombies, how you trusted in everything that I had to say, that you wanted to hear about the futures of these franchises. I know your favorite stars want to tell you when the release date is of Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland. You can really see it in their eyes and you can really feel it. But because they're under restrictions from Disney, they can't at this time. But they eventually will, and they're going to be more excited when the time comes. I wish I had a definite answer for you guys, but you can pretty much see this coming. It's going to happen between July 12th through the 19th, and we are going to be so excited about it and just as supportive as we always have been. The one thing I can tell you guys is that if I got in as a creative writer or producer for Disney, I would make sure that they would be able to tell you. I would take that away. Because putting your stars under restriction puts a lot of pressure on their shoulders and often on their minds. They want to tell you so bad when Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland is coming, but they can't because they're under so many restrictions. And I think that living a restricted life is not necessarily the way that you should go about things. What you should do is make everybody's time with Disney an enjoyable time, something they will never ever forget. And that's what I always wanted to give back in return to how much these stars have meant to all of you. You've obviously seen heroes in them for quite some time, and I think what you have always deserved is a conscience for Descendants of Zombies and a forever constant, which just happened to me myself. I've had great honor in being the constant for Descendants of Zombies, because you guys have always deserved someone to last for forever and be a voice for all of you, and I've loved being that for so many wonderful people. To have had the chance to become a part of this soundtrack and represented all of you as a voice of Descendants of Zombies became the greatest honor and the most fun that I've had in my entire life, because I got to meet all of you. I got to meet so many incredible people who obviously felt very passionate about Descendants of Zombies and all things related to it. Stories about princesses and stories about Prince Charmings and stories about things happening for no reason and stories about forever happening for you when you least expect it. That's what people held on to, and that's what people believed for forever. For quite some time at least. I know it's been said that there is no such thing as forever and nothing really lasts for forever and time is the most precious thing that we have. But that's what it all comes back to, is just how time seems to be the most precious thing that we have. And the answer to that is because we never seem to know how much time we have. You know, time is forever and always elapsing in an hourglass, and often the question resonates with us, what would we do with more time if we had it? Will we use the time that we have to tell more people how much we appreciate them more often than enough? Will we tell them how much we love them? Or will we use that time to go back in time to fix some of the mistakes we've left untouched? We all know that we're far from perfect, but we're all created equal. And the cool thing is that no matter how we're all created equal, we all feel differently about Descendants of Zombies, which is the one thing that's brought us that much closer together. I have really enjoyed being a part of their stories, and I've loved being a part of your story because you guys welcomed me into this niche. I kind of just showed up. I've often referred to having fallen down through the proverbial rabbit hole, and people have loved that story about how I feel like I've fallen down through a proverbial rabbit hole and probably experienced every emotion in the book because of how I've told the story about how I felt like I fell down through a rabbit hole. And to be honest with you guys, if I could, have my time back, I would choose to do it all over again. If I was in possession of a pocket watch, I would use my pocket watch to fall down through that proverbial rabbit hole all over again just to have the chance to meet you. Just to have the chance to share my story with even more people than I originally had. Because there are people who subscribe here all the time. There are people who always love these videos. And even when people leave this channel, there's always somebody new who comes in. There's always somebody who takes up that void. There's always somebody who wants to be a part of these conversations. And that's what makes what I do as a YouTuber, or have done as a YouTuber, for almost 30 years worth it every single time. I put every bit of money that I've ever believed in or ever had into this channel because it was really a hit or miss for me. It was really go big or go home. I had no idea how I would ever leave behind a legacy, but I know it's going to have something to do with all of you and Descendants of Zombies. And honestly, guys, no matter how other critics feel about Descendants of Zombies, I've always wanted to take these franchises in a very positive direction. I wanted to believe in them more than anybody else ever has. because I saw the potential in Liamani Segura. I saw undeniable strength and power. I saw empowerment in Kylie Cantrell and a really coming-of-age moment for her. When the music video for Carrie Bradshaw dropped just last Monday, I was so honored to be a part of it and to have the chance to really review it. Because if I was going to review the Carrie Bradshaw music video, I was going to say something nice about it. I've seen so many people, crash and burn in this industry countless times over and over again. But it seems like Kylie Cantrell's heart has always been in the right place. So the question always comes up in conversations, does she really deserve to be a part of critical reviews? Does she deserve criticism in every conversation that she has? I think not, and I beg to differ. There are people who have often said that they really need to stop writing chapters for Descendants of Zombies, introducing new characters and new storylines. No, they really don't, because there's a time to offer expansions that involve new characters, new music, new storylines, and as long as you believe in that and you hold on to that, that is really something special that these franchises are really going to experience, that the original franchises, the original trilogy, never had the chance to get to. Did we see a Worlds Collide tour for Zombies and Descendants from the original trilogies? No, we didn't. Did we see as many opportunities for PR? Did we see as many opportunities for exposure overseas? No, we didn't. But with Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide tour, at least Liamani Segura is going to have the chance to share the stage with some of your all-time favorites. Malachi Burton is coming back. I know a lot of us wish that Freya Sky would be joining him, but unfortunately because of Freya Sky's prior commitments, she can't. But that doesn't mean that Freya Sky hasn't got a whole lot of stuff happening for her, because she really does. She has Leg 2 of her Stars Align World Tour, so that's a prior commitment that many of us have fallen in love with, that we bought tickets to, that we're going to come out with so much love and support for her. And the love and support that I see from the Freya Sky community is truly phenomenal. It really is a phenomenon that is really hard for me to put into words. And as often as I've tried, it becomes more and more difficult, because more people are loving Freya Sky with each passing moment. With each passing day of our lives, people are falling in love with Freya's music because it's so relatable. She's putting such beautiful lyrics to beautiful music, and how can you not find time and appreciating that? Songs like The Person I Thought I Knew, Silent Treatment, Walk On Over, which is a song I heard at Build-A-Bear the other day when I was actually at Build-A-Bear trying to build my own version of the Pikachu hooded teddy bear. And yes, I do go to Build-A-Bear, and I do spend a lot of money there because I believe in things like that. I believe if you have a moment to create something special and spend it with people you love, you should. And I've often encouraged that in every video that I've ever created. I'm a very emotionally connected guy to who and what I love. I heard Kylie Cantrell's opinion on men a couple of years ago because of how she was being treated, and I really felt for Kylie. I had a special place in my heart, always reserved and often reserved for Kylie, that nobody will ever take the place of, because she was so dedicated to all of you. And I love that about Kylie. I love how dedicated she is to all of you. I can tell you this. If I was Kylie Cantrell's best friend, or at least one of her best friends, because I think that Malia Baker will always hold that honor of being one of her best friends, Kiana Romero likewise. If I was one of Kylie Cantrell's really good friends, I would really find time in supporting her friendships and the time she spends with her friends and with all of you. I would be calling her all the time, encouraging her to spend more time with you guys, to sign more autographs, to have more PR opportunities, to really throw herself out there into the algorithm. Because you only ever have so many opportunities to really make these moments count and to have so many special moments with the people who have made you the superstar that you are. I have no idea if I'll ever have a chance of going down as a rock star or a superhero or a superstar, but I would love to be everybody's favorite. I always wanted to be everybody's favorite. I wanted to be a conscience for Descendants of Zombies. I always wanted to be a guarantee that a future was coming, that a future was in store, and that we were all going to be a part of it. Because when you wish upon a star, dreams really do come true. You do know that, right? There's always a star out there in the constellation, no matter how dark the sky may seem every night. We all look at the same moon and we all look at the same stars. So because we do look at the same moon and the same stars, nobody should ever have their dream or their wishes taken away from them, and they should be encouraged. I think there are more people out there, more girls out there who watch these Descendants of Zombies videos who have a dream every night before they fall asleep. They make a wish, and they just hope their wishes and their prayers are going to be answered and going to be heard. I want you to know that if you have a dream, you deserve to keep that dream with you forever and always. It deserves to hold a very special place in your heart, because you only have one life to live, and ever only so many opportunities to make these moments count and to forever be cherished. And I just wanted to be a conscience that would be encouraging of whatever dreams you had. And your dreams can come in many forms. It could be joining the cheerleading squad. It could be joining the swim team. It could be even being a part of the cast of Descendants of Zombies. Whatever your dream is, continue to pursue them and follow along that path, like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. You know, she followed along the yellow brick road and eventually led us to productions like Wicked, and it eventually led us to so many unforgettable moments because Dorothy believed in all of her dreams. And I think there are a lot of people out there who can believe in the same thing and the same sentiment because Descendants of Zombies has offered us so many incredible, encouraging moments that we all had a chance to be a part of, that we felt stronger because of, that we obviously felt connected to. We've all had a favorite song, a favorite character, a favorite Descendants of Zombies doll from the merch line. It's really been so much fun for me to be a part of. And I really wish last night when they were interviewing Malia Baker and Liamani Segura that they could have told you guys what was going to happen. Because they obviously wanted to, but they couldn't. And I give you my word that if you guys subscribe here to this YouTube channel and get me in as a producer or a creative writer, I will take those feelings away of animosity. I will definitely give them a reason to tell you guys. The reason why they don't tell you when the release date is of Descendants of Zombies is yes, to keep you waiting. And while that may be true, it's because Disney has a lack of creativity and creative minds. If they had more creative minds, they wouldn't care. They would think very lightly of release windows being suggested or being revealed. But because they don't have very many creative minds left, you know, years ago, many of you don't know this, but years ago, many of the creative minds walked out of Disney because they felt they had lost their creative energy. So because they felt that there was a loss of creative energy, a lot of the creative minds walked out of Disney. There was a point when the CEO actually walked out of Disney because he believed that Disney was losing its creative direction and all of their creative minds. So now they've implemented all these restrictions where these stars can't tell you release dates, offer you predictions or thoughts, because it's all about what Disney wants promoted, what Disney wants thrown out there for the media to cover, to leave us hanging. And while Disney offers us cliffhangers, there are more people out there who have often figured out the franchise's directions with mermaids being suggested, pirates, sirens, witches, everything else thrown in there because they believe in hope. And as long as you believe in hope, that's all you've ever had to realize. Because once you realize that you have hope to hold on to and believe in, really your dreams are endless. The possibilities become endless because it really is a universe of endless possibilities and more expansions, more storylines than ever before can be offered, and we can feel stronger than ever before perhaps that we've ever felt about Descendants of Zombies. I've just felt so honored to be a part of these stories with all of you, and I felt the honor and the gratitude coming from people who love this channel so much. You know, no matter what I'm doing, no matter where I am, there are people always subscribing here because they've chosen this YouTube channel as their favorite. And it became the greatest honor of my life to know that so many wonderful people had chosen this YouTube channel as their favorite. Thank you so much. Because without you, I have no idea where I'd be out there in this world tonight, this really big universe of people who love Descendants of Zombies, obviously, so much that they would subscribe to this guy who was pretty much a loser before any of you became a part of my life, and a very valued part of my life at that. You guys made me the most popular guy in the history of Descendants of Zombies. You're leaving such kind comments. You're being forever supportive of me. And you've made me relevant again in 2026. You know, I've been around for a very long time. I've been around for over almost 25 years. And I've created almost 5,000 YouTube videos. And when you really think about it, when you sit back and really think about that, geez, 5,000 videos on YouTube is a lot to talk about. Where do you get the energy or the creative mind to talk about so many things? It has everything to do with all of you. I've created more Descendants of Zombies videos, more Freya Sky videos than anybody ever has, because I felt very passionate about you, because it all began with you. And it began with a vision where I wanted to create something special for Descendants of Zombies, and lo and behold, I have. But I could have never done it without you. Without that one girl who always hits my subscribe button and forever likes the video, or just an everyday fan who may have watched me for over 15 years because I've been around for a very long time. There are people who have watched me for over 15, 20 years because they trust in who I am as a person and they believe in me. They always show up, they're always themselves, and I think the best person that you can always be is yourself. And that's why I've been so relatable to so many wonderful people, because I've encouraged the sentiment that being yourself really takes you to places that your heart's never been. And when your heart finally gets to those places and experiences those moments, that's what makes living worth it in the end, is because you have a chance to experience these moments, either by yourself, with your friends, with your family. That's what makes these moments such as the Worlds Collide Tour or the premieres of these movies like Zombies 4 and eventually Descendants 5 and Zombies 5 in 2026, 2027 so special and so worth living through. Because that's why we become friends and we stay friends for forever, because we relate to each other. We bond over concepts like Descendants of Zombies, concepts that began as a mere thought that nobody ever thought would explode in popularity the way it has, with over 781 million hours and over 300 million hours for Zombies. Descendants coming right ahead with over 781 million hours of stream time. That's incredible. And that's why Disney Plus is blowing up with subscriptions, blowing up with people all the time, creating conversation, with predictions, with thoughts. And I've just felt so honored to be a part of it because I had the chance to experience it with all of you, so thank you. Thank you so much for having made me your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel, the one voice who was a constant and really a conscience, serving as a conscience for Descendants and Zombies, making people feel stronger all the time is what I've always wanted to be a part of, what I've always wanted to something to do with, and I really have the time of my life. Thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel once again, from my heart to yours. From wherever you hear my voice this evening, thank you to everybody who have recently subscribed to this YouTube channel, because I wouldn't be here or could never have done this without your undeniable love and support. Thank you so much for believing in every video that I've gone on to create, I've put out into the algorithm, just hoping that somebody was going to hear my voice, watch my video from beginning to end, and eventually hit my subscribe button, because nobody really realizes, unless you're a content creator yourself, how difficult it is to get somebody to hit your subscribe button, because they too feel the same way about your passions and how much you believe in them. Thank you so much for once again having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel, and for always having watched these videos.